Hi everyone, AppChasers.com here. Today I wanted to show you how to use our beautiful study edition of the New World Translation Bible. Now just to let you know, there is a great help section on jw.org. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the main page, you'll see down in the center, Get Help For, and then jw.org website. That's where you'll find information on how to use this beautiful study edition. So first of all, let's go to where we can find our study edition, and that's under the Publications tab at the top. Then on the left-hand side, we'll tap on Bible, and here we are with our study edition right here in dark gray. So I'll tap on that. This will bring us to the study edition navigation view. Now, many of these books may be filled in already, but first of all, we have Matthew available for us. So let's tap on Matthew here, and we'll show you what it's like to use this new study edition. So on the left-hand side, we've got this picture up above, which shows one of the highlights of the book of Matthew. Jesus invites Matthew to be his follower. Then we've got our chapters laid out in grid format, followed by an introduction to Matthew, as well as an overview of Matthew buttons. So that's our left-hand side. Now on the right, we've got this great pane here that shows us an overview of Matthew. So it's got a few different key points that are labeled by letter here, showing us the highlights of Matthew. We can also expand on one of these by tapping on the plus button. This shows us the different verses here that these highlights come from. We'll tap on the minus button again. And you can expand all of these by tapping on the Expand All button. So now you can see what's covered in each section of verses in this Bible book. Let's scroll down again on the left-hand side and look at the introduction to Matthew. Now this brings up a video that we can watch, as well as different details about the book. For example, who the writer is, the place written, where it was completed, and the time covered. We also see some noteworthy facts here, and this gives us a great opportunity to just get a general feel for the book that we're reading. Let's go back here, and I'm going to do that by swiping from left to right on my iPad screen. Alright, we're back to the main view, and now let's look at the Overview of Matthew button. I'm going to tap on that. And this shows us what we were looking at on the right-hand side previously. So these different highlights covering the sections of verses, which we can expand or collapse as we like. Alright, but let's go back. Now if I want to select a specific chapter here, I can do so by selecting one from the grid of scriptures, or I can go up here to the upper left and select the chapter that I'd like to view. So let's go to Matthew chapter 28. This brings up the chapter, and we can scroll on the left-hand side down to whatever verse we would like to see. Now on the right-hand side, we have a new panel that comes up. Now this right-hand pane defaults to our Discovery tab, which is indicated by this diamond icon. I'm going to scroll through here because you'll see as we go through this Discovery tab, first of all, it's showing us the entire book of Matthew, all the study notes or material for that verse that we might be looking at. Right now, we're just looking at the entire chapter, but we'll also see media in this panel, as well as footnotes and marginal references. So you'll see what I mean here. Right now, we're looking at some different marginal references. We keep scrolling down, and we see some study material for Matthew chapter 28, verse 7. And if we keep scrolling, we see media. So Matthew chapter 28, verse 8 has some images that are linked to it. So let's tap on this image here. And you'll notice it brings up a new window. And this shows us some additional information having to do with Matthew chapter 28, verse 8. You can see our related scriptures on the left-hand side here, Matthew 28, verse 8 being one of them. Now if I want to zoom in on this image, up in the upper left-hand side, you'll see this plus and minus. So I can tap on that, and I can even drag on the image and pan around. I can pinch to zoom as well if I don't want to use the plus and minus icon. These other images that are at the bottom left here also have to do with the book that we're reading, and that is Matthew in this case. So if we tap on one of these images, you'll see the related scriptures are from the 27th chapter. Going back another one, you'll see now we're referencing Matthew chapter 24, verse 41. And you can continue to scroll through these different images, all having to do with the book of Matthew. And these will be available in that Discovery tab according to the chapter of the book that you're on. Okay, so let's go back here to Matthew chapter 28, verse 11. You can see we've got marginal references having to do with that verse. We can tap on the plus icon, and we'll see the scripture that this particular verse, 11, relates to. Okay, so there we go. That's our Discovery tab. Now if we want to look at our Bible Comparison tab, that's this next icon here to the right of the diamond. So we'll tap on that, and nothing comes up right away. What we need to do is tap on one of the verses in the Bible on the left-hand side. So let's go down to Matthew chapter 28, and a familiar one is verse 19. Okay, so here we go. We've got our New World Translation on the right-hand side. Then we've got our Reference Bible, our King James Version, American Standard Version, and the Byington. So that's how we see different translations of this same verse that we tap on. We can do that again by tapping on any of the numbers over here on the left. You can see how I'm bringing up different translations of the verse that I'm picking on the left-hand side. Next to our Bible Comparison tab, over to the right is our Marginal Reference tab. This is showing us an overview of all the marginal references for the entire chapter here, chapter 28 that we're on. If we'd like, we can highlight all of the parallel events that are called out here, or verses that have parallel events in the Bible. We'll tap on that Highlight All. And now as we go through here, you'll see each verse highlighted in blue here. If we want to look at a specific one, we can just tap on that letter, and now it opens it up for us. So we can see that parallel event right there. Now we've got other marginal references just to different books of the Bible. Not parallel events, but related scriptures here. So if I tap on verse 11 here, we'll see that it is related to Matthew chapter 27, 65, and 66. So those are the three tabs that we have on the right-hand side pane. Again, our Discovery tab, we've got our Bible Comparison tab, as well as the Marginal References tab. Now, one thing I really like about this new study edition of the New World Translation is the fact that it will read you the scriptures out loud. This is done by tapping on the play button, which is located at the top of any chapter here. So you can see under Matthew 28, 1 through 20, we can tap on the play button, and it'll start playing the verses for us.
Chapter 28. After the Sabbath, when it was growing light on the first day of the...
Okay, I'm going to pause that. Now, what if we want to play only a specific verse in the chapter? Well, we can do so by tapping on the text of the verse itself. So let's go down here to Matthew 28, and we'll go to verse 15 here. So if I tap on the text, you'll see that it turns red, and a little icon comes up to play that verse. So we'll tap on that. Notice what happens.
So they took the silver pieces and did as they were instructed. And this story has been spread abroad among the Jews.
Okay, so in our media player tool up here at the top, it starts to play right from that verse that we've selected text from. So it's a cool way to jump around and just listen to the reading of that specific verse that we're interested in. Now I'm going to go back over here to look at our Discovery tab on the right-hand side. And you'll notice here that we have an overview of this chapter. It says, Jesus is resurrected, gives commission to make disciples. And then it shows us, once again, these different study points that we might like to reference. So for example, down here on Matthew 28 verse 2, we've got see study note on Matthew 1:20. So we'll tap on that, and it shows us that scripture. Now here as well, we can play this scripture in this pop-up box by tapping on the play button.
But after he had thought these things over, look, Jehovah's angel appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David.
We're going to close that by tapping on the X in that pop-up box. So this is a great way to study for the meetings, do personal study, all using our beautiful study edition of the New World Translation. So take a look at this on your iPad or other tablet that you're using. You might want to just spend some time with it going through the different chapters. You can go through the glossary of Bible terms, the appendixes, anything you'd like, you can reference right here in our beautiful study edition. This has been AppChasers.com. If you have any questions about how to use our study edition of the New World Translation, leave us a comment